Banker's algorithm, deadlock avoidance by using the Banker's algorithm. So here first the system, you have to check whether the deadlock is there or not. Means deadlock avoidance means safe state or unsafe state. The system is in safe state means we have to avoid the deadlock. The system is an unsafe state means there is a possibility of deadlock. So for example, take some resources, that is A, B, C. A contains 10 instances of that particular A resource. B is equal to 5. So 5 instance of B resource, and C is equal to 7. 7 instance of C resource. Instance is nothing but, so for example, A is nothing but 10. Sorry, A is nothing but printer. A resource type is printer. So 10 printers, 10 printers of that resource. A's resource can contain 10 printers. So that's why instances of that resource. So here see this. These are allocation and maximum of each and every process. We have to allocate the resources for each and every process. So at the time of example in some gate examinations are also given problem statement like this: processes, allocation and maximum value they give. Sometimes uh, sometimes here also availability resources also they give. If this is not given means you have to calculate available matrix also. So how to find out the available resources means, so here P0, P1, P2, P3, P4, there are 5 processes and 3 resources A, B, C. A consists of 10 instances of a resource, B is equal to 5 instances, and C is equal to 7 instances of a resource type C. So here see A resource. How many number of instances of that resource will be allocated to all the processes P0 to P4? That is 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 2, 7. So totally how many resources are there? 10 resources. And here instead of 10 undi, totally it will be allocated 7 resources. What is the value? 10 minus 7? 3. So here A resource can contain availability of resources are 3. And B also 1 plus 1, 2. So totally 2 instance of that resource will be allocated for all processes. So that is nothing but here B. So B is equal to 5. So 5 minus 3, sorry, 5 minus 2, that is nothing but 3. And C, so 2 plus 1 plus 2, 5. 5 instances it will be allocated. So 7 minus 5, 2. So the availability of resources or remaining in the system is 332. And you have to calculate a need. You have to calculate need. So this is the allocation. So this is the maximum. So maximum of process execute kavali, and if the process P0 will be execute, how maximum how many resources it want means 753, that is A means 7 resources, from B to 5 resources and C to 3 resources. It will want to execute that process P0 to complete this execution. But allocation is only 0, 1, 0. So remaining, what is the need for to complete the execution for process P0? That is max minus allocation. So what is the need how to need calculated? Maximum minus allocation. Is it clear? So how to calculate need of the resources means for each and every process maximum minus allocation. So here 7 minus 0, 7, 5 minus 1, 4, and 3 minus 0, 3. That is 7, 4, 3. And what is the need for P1 process? So 3 minus 2, 1, 2 minus 0, 2, 2 minus 0, 2. And P2, 9 minus 3, 6, 0 minus 0, 0, 2 minus 2, 0. So for P2 process need is 600. And P3 also, 4 minus 2, 2, 2 minus 1, 1, 2 minus 1, 1. That is 2, 1, 1. So if P3 want execute means how many resources are need means from A to A nunchi 2, from B 1 and from C 1 instance. And P4, what is the need for P4 means? So 5 minus 0, 5, 3 minus 0, 3, 3 minus 2, 1. So is it clear how to calculate the availability of resources and need for the remaining processes? Then, so we have to identify which process comes in a safe state. Which process is come in a safe state. So we have to identify a process first execute cheste manku it will not entering into the deadlock state. That is nothing but safe state. Identify which process is come in a safe state. So you have to calculate that. So how you calculate means first each and every process you have to check by one. So first, so P naught, if P naught will execute means first there are two conditions. So need is less than or equal to work. Need is less than or equal to work. If the condition is true means automatically it will go to the work is equal to work plus allocation. So what is the P naught need here? What is P naught need? So P naught need 743. So 743 is less than or equal to availability of resources is nothing but that is availability of work 332. This is nothing but 332. So 743 is less than or equal to 332. And you will not check whole number to whole number. You have to check each and this is the A resource, this is a B resource, this is a C resource. Here also A, B, C. And the 7 is less than or equal to 3? No. Condition is false. So once the condition is one resource condition false and automatically the P naught will be false. So it will not first execute in the P naught P1 P naught state. So later you have to check P1. So what is the P1 need here? 1, 2, 2. P naught need P1 is need is nothing but 1, 2, 2. So 1, 2, 2 less than or equal to the total or the work availability and the number of resources availability 332. So 122 is less than or equal to 332. Condition is true. Why? Because 1 is less than or equal to 3 and 2 is less than or equal to 3 and 2 is less than or equal to 2. Condition is true. Then what is the next step? You have to calculate work is equal to work plus allocation. So the present work is 332 plus what is the allocation of P1? This is the allocation, that is nothing but 200 is the allocation resources for P1. So we have to add 332 plus 200. That is nothing but 532. సో దీనికి కావాల్సిన రిసోర్సెస్ అన్ని అవైలబుల్లో ఉన్నాయి. సో P1 execute కావాలి అంటే how many resources if it P1 execute P1 execute means how many need it will require means 1 to 2. So those resources are available. So if it is executing, after executing this process, so first it will becomes in a safe state. That's why I will write the safe sequence as first is P1. So after this completion of execution of P1 process, so it will release the resources. So what are the resources? 1, 2, 2. So A is nothing but 1, B is 2 and C 2. After releasing, it will be added to the availability of resources. That is 532. Is it clear? So, see here. So, 332 undi. So, ఇప్పుడు దాని place లో what is the value here? After usage of P1, so it will be executed. So, of the completion of P1 execution, it will whatever resources it will held, so that all resources it will be released. So automatically the current work available, that is available resources are increased, that is it will be increased to 532. ఇప్పుడు current work available ఎంత ఉందండి? 532. Is it clear? Can anyone respond? Is it clear or not?
Yes, ma'am.
So next, so P1 is executed. Next, P2. So P2 is nothing but, so what is a P2? What are the P2 value process need resources means 600. 600. But currently available resources are 532. Currently available resources are 532. So 6 is less than or equal to 5. Condition is false. So if P2 executed means it will require 6 instances from a resource. But there are only 5 instances of that resource, but it will not be executed. So condition is false. So it will not entering into a safe sequence. Then next P3. So what is the P3 allocation? Need of that where resources are 211. So need of that resources are 211. So P3 need of the resources are P3 is 211. So 211 is less than or equal to 532. Why? Because 332 is updated with 532. So 211 is less than or equal to 532. Condition is true. Why? Because 2 is less than or equal to 5, 1 is less than or equal to 3, and 1 is less than or equal to 2. Condition is true. If the condition is true means work is equal to work plus allocation. So what is the work value here? 532 plus what is the allocation matrix? Allocation values for P3 is nothing but 211. So add it. So 532 plus 211. So if P3 will execute, it means how many resources? 211 resources are required. So here it will be there. So it will be completed its execution. So after completing its execution, it will release us these resources. That is 211. So those values are added to the work. So what are the values here? 7, 4, 3. And what are the resources available? 7, 4, 3. So P3 executed means, so it will come into the next save sequence, that is P3. So ఇప్పుడు available resources are 7, 4, 3 and P4. So what is the P4 need values? That is nothing but P4 need values are here 5, 3, 1. So P4 need values are 5, 3, 1. So 5, 3, 1. So see in this table. So 532 is updated with 743. So the current work is nothing but 743. So P4. So 531, that is nothing but current need for P4 resource. And what is the total available resources? 743. So 5 is less than or equal to 7, condition is true. 3 is less than or equal to 4, condition is true. And 1 is less than or equal to 3, condition is true. So we have to calculate work is equal to work plus allocation. So what is the work here? 743. And what is the allocation for P0 P4 matrix? 002. So what is the allocation resources for P4 is nothing but 002. Add those one. So 743 plus 002. So it will require 745. 745. So if P4 is executed, it's completed its execution, then it will go into the safe state. So ఇప్పుడు ఏమొచ్చాయి safe state లో P1, P3 and P4. So P4, what is the current updated value here? 745. Instead of 743, it will be updated. How many resources are available present now? 745. So that current work available is 745. So next, there's how many processes are pending? P0 and P2. Again, you have to check if it is executing or not. So what is the requiring need for P0 process? 743. So 743. So here, see here, 743 is less than or equal to 745. What is the 745 means? Current resources are available in the system. So here 7 is less than or equal to 7, condition is true. 4 is less than or equal to 4, condition is true. And 3 is less than or equal to 5, condition is true. Then you have to calculate work is equal to work plus allocation. So what is the work and means? Currently resources available, that is 745. Plus what is the allocation value for P0? 010. So both are added. So added means, so 745 plus 010, that is nothing but 755. So P0 also completed its execution. So again it will be entering into the safe state. So see here. So P0 also entering into the safe state. And last one is there, that is P2. So P2, what is the need for P2 execution is 600. And what are the work available instead of here we have to update with 745 with 755. Why? Because in previous value we have to calculate 755. That is 600 is less than or equal to 755. Yes, condition is true. So from 6 is less than or equal to 7, condition is true. 0 is less than or equal to 5 and 0 is less than or equal to 5. Condition is true. Then you have to calculate work is equal to work plus allocation. So 755, that is work plus allocation of P2 resource, sorry, P2 process. Allocation of P2 process is 302. 302. Allocation of P2 process is 302. Add it. 7 plus 3, 10. 5 plus 0, 5. And 5 plus 2, 7. So how many resources are there right now in present the system are? So P1, P0, P2, P3, P4, P4. All are executed. After executing the processes, all resources are released. So originally we will give the resources A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 5 and C is equal to 7. See here. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5 and C is equal to 7. So after execution of all these resources, processes, the total work available resources are in the system are same as in first allocated. Same resources are available at the end of executing all the processes and release those resources. That is 10, 5, 7. So the safe sequence for this processes execution means first P1 is executed, later P3, later P4 and P0 and P2. By this way we have to executing the processes, we can avoid the deadlock. So in this way we have to find out, in this way we have to avoid the deadlock situation. Is it clear? I will go to the next topic, that is last topic in our third unit, that is deadlock detection and recovery. So another example, you have to note down this same note down this example and practice it. What is a safe sequence to avoid the deadlock? So note down this example. Same A is 10 instances, B 5 instances, and C 7 instances. And note down this allocation, maximum, and available. Note down fastly. So find out what is the safe sequence to avoid the deadlock. So deadlock rakunda meer execute cheyalante what is the safe sequence you have to find out. So find out cheyali ante need value kalukkoli. Need is nothing but maximum minus allocation, and you have to check each and every process that is condition need is less than or equal to work. If the condition is true means work is workplace allocation. So try to solve this problem, and what is the identify which process come in a safe state first. By this way we have to avoid the deadlock. Is it clear? So we will go to the next. Note cheskunnarandi. Find out chain. What is the safe sequence? Same ఇంతకు ముందు మనం solve చేసిన problem లాగే, but there is a slight difference in some resources allocation and max values. Okay. The last topic, deadlock detection and recovery. Why we will go deadlock detection and recovery? The next topic, that is last topic, deadlock detection and recovery. So if a system does not employ either a deadlock prevention or deadlock avoidance algorithm, if a system does not employ either a deadlock prevention or deadlock avoidance algorithm, then deadlock situation may occur. So that what is that means? The system cannot recognize whether to avoid the deadlock or deadlock prevention. So automatically there is a deadlock detection. And the system will enter into the deadlock situation may occur. So allow the system to enter into a deadlock state. Once the system enter into a deadlock situation, so we have to find out, that is where the deadlock situation will occur, means apply the two algorithms. One is deadlock detection algorithm, and once you have to detect the deadlock, automatically you have to recovery from that deadlock. So why we will use the deadlock detection and recovery means, if a system does not employ either a deadlock or deadlock prevention or deadlock avoidance algorithm, so then automatically the deadlock situation may occur. That means allow the system to enter into the deadlocked state. So once the system enter into a deadlock situation, so we have to apply deadlock detection algorithm. After detecting that deadlock, we can use the recovery methods. We can recovering from the deadlock situation. We can apply the recovery technique. So that is the deadlock detection and recovery method. So here in deadlock detection algorithm also there are two ways we can detect the algorithm. One is single instance of a resource, and the second one is multiple instances. Already we discussed in deadlock avoidance. There also a single instance and multiple instances. So single instance and we used that resource allocation graph, whereas multiple instances means we discussed Banker's algorithm in previous concept, that is deadlock avoidance. Here also deadlock detection algorithm here also deadlock detection algorithm cheyalante there are two ways we can detect the deadlock detection algorithm. One is single instance of a resource, Another one is a multiple instances of resources. Here, in single instance of a resource means we will use a wait for a graph. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేయాలి, సింగిల్ ఇన్స్టాన్స్ ఆఫ్ రిసోర్స్ we can detect the deadlock by using the single instance of a resource. We will use a wait for a graph. So in wait for a graph means only processes as vertices in this graph, whereas resource allocation graph means set of vertices and edges. There are both resources and processors are there, vertices. But here wait for graph means only processes as vertices, only processes as vertices. And coming to the multiple instances, here multiple instances using Banker's algorithm only we can detect the deadlock situation. So that is the two ways we can detect the deadlock in our system. So whether using a single resource, like a single instance of a resource or multiple instance of a resources. While using single instance of a resource, we say it as wait for graph. Whereas multiple instances means we're using the Banker's algorithm. So see here, the single instance of each resource type. So ikkada we will maintain the wait for graph. See here, we will maintain the wait for graph. So ikkada only nodes are processes. I said only here nodes are processes. Whereas resource allocation graph, it contains nodes are processes and resources. So if Pi tends to Pj means Pi is waiting for Pj. So for example, see one example here. Two diagrams are there. Will the difference between, what is the difference between resource allocation graph and corresponding that resource allocation graph? We draw the weight graph. See here, in this resource allocation graph, it contains both nodes or processes and resources. But here see, in wait for graph means only processes are vertices. So nodes only, processes only. How it will be constructed from this diagram to this means I will explain. So see, first P1. So P1 is waiting for a resource. P1 is waiting for a resource R1. But R1 is held by another process, that is P2. You understand? So if P1 is waiting for a resource R1, but R1 is held by another process, that is P2. So what this means if P1 is waiting until how much time it will wait? P2 release that resource. That means directly we give the connection. So P1 tends to P2. సో అప్పుడేమి P2 అంటే P2 వర్క్ కంప్లీట్ అయిన తర్వాత ఆటోమేటిక్ P2 completed its task, automatically it will release the resources. What resources it will help? So automatically the P1 will be executed. That is P1 to directly P2. We have to remove this connection. Is it clear? That is P1 to P2. And see here P2. So P2 is waiting for resources, that is R3 and R4. But those resources are held by P5 and P3. And simply we have to give the connection. So P2 to P5 and P2 to P3. So see here P2 to P5 and P2 to P3. And P3, coming to the P3. Hello. And coming to the P3. So P3 is waiting for a resource R5, but it is allocated already held by another process, that is P4. That means how long it will wait means up to completion of P4. That is directly we can remove this resource. and give the connection from P3 to P4, that is P3 to P4. And the next one, P4 is waiting for a resource R2, but R2 is waiting for the R2. So, but R2 resource is held by P1 process. So that is simply you have to remove this resource and give the direct connection between P4 and P1, that is P4 to P1. So in this way, we have to construct the wait for graph. So if the graph contains cycle means there is a deadlock situation. The graph contains means compulsory there is a deadlock. So if the graph does not contains a cycle, so there is no deadlock situation. So that is the deadlock detection by using only resource allocation graph. Deadlock detection allocation, sorry, deadlock detection by using the wait for graph. By using the wait for graph. Why? Because there is a single instance of a graph. So here in this after constructioning of wait for a graph, there is a cyclic or not? Yes, there is a cycle. See here. So P1 to P2, P2 to P3, and P3 to P4, again P4 to P1. Here also cycle. Here also see this P1 to P2, P4, P2 to P4, and P4 to P1. Here also cycle. So this way there is a cycle. So here compulsory there is a deadlock is there. So if a graph of the constructioning of wait for a graph, so if there is a deadlock means, sorry, if there is a cycle means deadlock will deadlock automatically there. So there is no cycle means no deadlock. That is a wait for graph. So why we are using wait for graph? If the resource contains only single instances, we will go wait for a graph. That wait for a graph will be constructed from resource allocation graph. So already there are the resource allocation graph. So in resource allocation graph nunchi how to convert means, so if P1 is waiting for a resource, that is R1, R1 is held by another process, that is P2. So how long it will wait means, so after the completion of a P2 execution, it will release the resource. Sometimes if P1 is to P2, that is P1 is waiting for P2 process. So after P2 completion its execution, it will release that resource and it will be allocated to P1. Is it clear? So this is a wait for graph by using single instance of a resource. In the next one, that is deadlock detection by using Banker's algorithm. So we will discuss in the next class. So next class we will complete this topic and also completed this unit also. That is, there is only two topics, that is deadlock detection by using Banker's algorithm, that is got around 15 minutes or 10 minutes topic. Why? Because already we discussed deadlock avoidance by using Banker algorithm. Same as here also, but instead of allocation, we have to give the request to that like that. And next one is recovery అనేది ఎలా రికవర్ చేస్తాం, రోల్ బ్యాక్ ఒకటి, స్టార్వేషన్ టెక్నిక్ అండ్ సెలెక్టివ్ విక్టిమ్. సో in next class we will discuss deadlock detection by using Banker's algorithm and recovery schemes. After finding the deadlock detection, how to recover from that deadlock situation. There is